everybody. Welcome to episode 11 of the Patchman Hockey Show. We are the Patchmen. I'm Jimmy, and that's Johnny. And on this show, we look at NHL patches and teach you the hockey history behind the patch. Every patch has a story. And this week, John Boy, what are we talking about?
We're talking about the 2011 Boston Bruins banner-raising commemorative patch. That's a mouthful. So we have the Boston Bruins patch. It's exactly the same as the banner that was raised, commemorating their Stanley Cup championship. I love these kind of patches. Devils have one. The Kings have one, right?
Kings, yep. The Kings have a couple actually for the. It's been a trend like the recent in the past decade, especially with some teams celebrating the 10-year anniversary of the last time they won the Cup. So actually, the Bruins this season, I think, have made it known that it's been 10 years, and they've been doing flashbacks on social media and just looking back at moments from this run in 2011.
Which was the first time in 39 years that Boston won a Cup.
Which is pretty unbelievable because they came close a few times. They went to the finals in 88, 90, and I think they last won in 1972 as well. So, it's been a long time. It's their sixth Stanley Cup championship, and this took place obviously at the TD Garden in Boston, but it took place on October 6th, 2011. I like the patch. I always love this gold color that the Bruins have worn, and I think the banner just looks super clean. It's readable. You want to have a banner that's readable, right? Because some banners, and this kind of goes to the aesthetics of the game. Remember, it's like, jerseys and goaltending masks. Nobody really ever talks about the banners. And if you think back to the Devils episode we did, episode 6, they had the green banner.
Yep. So
it's kind of cool when you go to a hockey game and you look up and you see the history of that team, and it's, the division championships they won. Or if you're like the Nashville Predators, they have a bunch of banners for a variety of reasons that I don't think are actually real. But
remember going to the Continental Airlines Arena or Izod Center, whatever you want to call it, and they had those big banners. It was like a football and like a basketball and like a hockey stick.
Swish. Yeah. I do remember that.
It's like I always remember going there and be like, what the fuck?
Looking back on it, it was like, why do you have that up?
Exactly. I want to have like a guitar on it.
A drum? Like the sticks on the snare drum?
Yeah, all right. We know what we're doing in this arena. So, banner.
That's
the Bannerman Hockey Podcast YouTube show coming.
It's coming. We're going to go to every arena and just do a road show. That would be kind of fun, actually.
Pretty good. Tim Thomas this year.
Tim Thomas, incredible run. He won the Conn Smythe Trophy as the playoff MVP, rightfully so. And as you can see, the team was wearing the patch during this ceremony for raising the banner. This is Sean Thornton's jersey before the game, and all the members of the team were wearing the patch. And what was really cool what the Bruins did, the Bruins love to celebrate their own history, which I do think some teams should do more of. That's including the Devils. I do think the Devils should celebrate their history a little bit more. They had a bunch of old-time players, former alumni, big stars. Bobby Orr, Milt Schmidt was there.
Ray Bork was there?
You know what? I don't know if Ray Bork was there. Why wouldn't he be there?
Yeah, we should go into that.
Cam Neely obviously was there as the president of the Bruins, and they were wearing these old jerseys, vintage Bruins jerseys, and they put the Stanley Cup banner patch on it, which was really cool.
Yeah.
There's Big Z over there hoisting the cup. So just so everybody knows, we're not going to talk about the actual run that the Bruins went on, because we're going to actually do that when we look at the Stanley Cup Finals patches, and we'll do like a Stanley Cup patch series. This is the first one of our Stanley Cup banner series that we're going to do. So we're just going to stick to the ceremony, the night. Who else was there? Johnny Buchek was there. I'm probably butchering that name. A bunch of, like I said, Cam Neely. I feel like Ray Bork probably would have been there or was there. I just didn't see any notes about that.
Yeah. Milt Schmidt.
Yep. They began with the festivities of a video montage, which it's customary. You always do that.
Were you able to find out on YouTube? Because I was like clicking around.
It was on there.
Right?
It was on YouTube. Yeah. The whole it was about a half-hour ceremony, and it was cool because it was like a 360-degree video.
Mm-hmm.
I guess they said it's an HDX scoreboard. I don't exactly know what that means, but I know recently though a lot of teams have been updating their scoreboards. So and their jumbotrons. Devils did it. The Devils have an obnoxiously huge jumbotron. Same thing I think with the Lightning, Colorado. It's really cool to look back on it. Also, too, a note I had down, which is interesting, was Milt Schmidt, who you just actually touched upon, who won the Cup as a player in 1939, holy crap, and 41, was the general manager of the teams that won it in 70 and 72. What did I tell you? Winning breeds winning, right?
Exactly.
And Ace Bailey, a two-time Cup winner who died in the September 11th attacks, his son, he was represented by his son Todd. So you had a lot of alumni there to celebrate, which is cool. It's almost like a family reunion.
It really is. Coming back, seeing everybody. Everyone has the history in Boston with hockey is just unreal.
Yeah.
But a lot of things happening. Mark Recchi
was there.
Mark Recchi was there. He retired
after the Cup.
He retired after the Cup. And Bergeron was on this team. Bergeron's still playing.
Brad Marchand. Obviously, Big Z. Actually, you want to talk about Patrice Bergeron and Brad Marchand? They're in the playoff hunt right now. I think they might be the only. David Krejci is another one. I think they're the three members that are left from that 2011.
So I was going to say, you have Cup experience on this team. Unlike we'll talk about the Stars in a later show, and you had that Stars team from 2013 that barely had anybody. It was like a revolving door. So it's the point I'm trying to make is it's nice to have consistency.
Yes.
And players that stick with the team, and then 2011, it's 2021, and you still have that veteran experience too.
Yeah, that actually says a lot because you want to have a core nucleus group, and if you look back over the past 10 years, what's another good example? Chicago, Los Angeles. I mean, these are guys that you build the team and you hope that everybody kind of sticks around and you give players fair deals. I'll tell you what, about Patrice Bergeron and Brad Marchand, they took team-friendly cap deals to stay in Boston. So they could have been making a lot more money. And, I mean, come on, I think Bergeron is making like $8 million. One of them's making $8 million. It's like, that's still a nice penny. But,
nice, chunk of change.
We can't relate. But they could have made a lot more if they went to other teams at the time. But you got to love team loyalty. And I think it also goes back to, it's like, some of these teams now, like, there's certain players that they want to go to a winning team or they want to go to a good location. Like Florida, they want to go there. People want to play on the Panthers even though the Panthers don't win. So there's a bunch of variables that are in place, and some teams need to really get their act together in the league.
And sometimes it takes a long time. Like, look at the Devils.
Yeah.
Rebuilding, tearing down. Like, we just haven't found it yet.
Exactly.
And it's going to click one day, eventually. And
exactly. Yeah.
Give it some time.
It will, but it's like, again, you have to collect draft picks. You have to build, and you have to get the right personnel in place. And I mean, the Bruins did that. They're coached by Claude Julien, who was previously coached the Devils about 4 seasons prior. And Claude Julien would remain as the coach for like the next 8 years. I think he got fired 2 years ago. But yeah, again, you have that stability there in Boston.
And why don't we talk about like the actual night? So Chara led everybody out, holding the cup.
Yep.
Crowd completely erupted. Mark Recchi with the Bruins and in uniform. Mark Recchi actually came out with them. Shane Hindy. All the players had the patches on them.
Yeah.
But just like what a cool moment.
Mark Recchi hell of a hockey player. I don't know when the next time we're going to talk about Mark Recchi, but when I was younger, he was on the Flyers, and he would always play against the Devils. And I was like, man, like, I didn't really know
That number 8 Mark Recchi.
like how good of a hockey player like he was. And just looking, I actually have some stats here. 577 goals, 956 assists for 1,533 points. That's a Hockey Hall of Famer, inducted in 2017. Just an incredible hockey player. I think he won the Cup with the Hurricanes. And then, did he coach Pittsburgh? I think he was on Pittsburgh's Cup. I think he was part of the coaching staff. And I'm trying to think, where else did he win a Cup as a player? Because he played in a couple other teams, not Philly.
No.
Did he win in Pittsburgh as a player? I mean, regardless, either way, he's got such a pedigree to him. So, just going to your point, there was not many changes from their team that won the Cup to opening night. It was Mark Recchi retired. Michael Ryder, who was a key piece to that Cup run, he signed with Dallas in free agency. And Thomas Caberlet, defenseman, went to the Carolina Hurricanes. And that's really it. And that's the one thing that you hope. When you have a championship team, you hope to retain all of the guys. It's like, well, why wouldn't you? Because, you just won the Cup, so you're the best team in the league. But there's cap issues that come into play, and maybe some...
There's money. People want to go different places, like you said before.
Yeah. Exactly.
Value goes up. And you've seen it in college sports now. Even you get a team like college basketball. You get a team that makes it to the Final Four, Sweet 16.
Yep.
Then you got players transferring the next year to go somewhere else. Like,
that's a great point.
It's happened in the Rutgers this year. Everyone's transferring out. We had a great team last year.
Really?
Yeah, we had a great team. Made the second round of the tournament, and we got players wanting to go other places.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because with the whole COVID thing, now you could transfer and play right away, so you don't have to wait.
Oh.
So that's a big part of it.
Gotcha. Okay.
But you don't have cap space stuff. You don't have other restrictions that would limit that, which is tough in college sports. But
yeah. So I'm trying to think of what. Oh, so the actual game. We didn't even talk about the game.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can I?
So the game, the Bruins actually lost to the Flyers that game. They lost 2-1. All goals were scored in the first period. Brad Marchand, assisted by Tyler Seguin and Joe Corvo. Yep. Claude Giroux, assisted by Jaromir Jagr and Chris Pronger. How about that? Huh? That was pretty cool. I forgot that Chris Pronger did play with Jagr when he was a Flyer on the Flyers.
Well, what team wasn't Jagr?
I know. Yeah, Jagr's going to come up again in a couple episodes. Jacob Voracek scored, assisted by Andre Mazzaros and Wayne Simmons. Bruins could have came out a little bit better. I could have won the hockey game. I mean, they came out first. They scored first. But they just couldn't finish the game with that momentum. But, yeah. I mean, you look at the roster here. David Krejci, Marchand, Michael Ryder. What's up? My cat Romeo is here. Chara, Seguin, Tyler Seguin. This guy, unbelievable. And Tim Thomas. Tim Thomas, didn't we talk about Dwayne Rolison in the Edmonton Oilers episode, right?
We did.
Episode 5. So he was how old? 39 at the time?
39? Yeah, 39.
Tim Thomas was 39. So...
Oh, and I think we talked about that too.
Yeah, just to touch upon that. So it doesn't matter how old your goalie is. I mean, they could still play very well and get you to the final dance and get you the ultimate prize. So I had one last note. Oh, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I was going to say, what do you think of Thomas? Do you think he's one of the best goalies ever?
No, I don't. I don't think he's one of the best.
Because that's hotly contested debate constantly. You see, is Van Beesbrook better goalie than Tim Thomas? Tim Thomas, Mike Richter, Tim Thomas, Marty.
I just don't. I don't think he's in the same conversation just because he didn't have a long career. He was drafted. Actually, you'll get a kick out of this. He was drafted in 1994 by the Quebec Nordiques. but he didn't play a game until the 2000s. So he kind of was like a journeyman a little bit, and just until he
got hot, got in the right spot.
Yeah, and then I think he would only play a year and a half after this, and then that was it. The lockout came, and I think that was it. Plus, he was also in his early 40s. So I think what he did was incredible. He was not on the 2013 run. Tuukka Rask, I think, led that team when the Bruins went back to the dance 2 years later. So I just think he was hot at the right time, and that's what you need. You need your goalie to get hot when you need it most. No, the other note I had was, which was pretty cool. So when we were doing research for this, I just happened to click on something like a related article, and it turns out the Bruins, Cam Neely, the president of the Bruins, also had a private season ticket holder event in September 2011. And what they did was they went back, looked at the banners, and before they raised this banner, they went back and they updated the logos of all of the banners, so to reflect the logo that was worn at the time by the Bruins.
How cool is that?
Which I think is really
awesome.
cool. Instead of standardizing all the banners, you should leave it as the logo that was worn at the time.
Yeah, I think that was a great thing and a great marketing idea. Like whoever came up with that.
Yeah, I think
really cares.
Yeah, I think Cam Neely is like the biggest Bruins fan. I mean, he's a Bruins legend, but I think it was really cool to go back because I think the Bruins black jersey that they had with just the B. I think it was last season or maybe this season they still wore it. So that was worn on some of the Cup teams, and then that shoulder patch that they had. That was the Bruins.
Just the bear, yeah.
The bear, but the bear walking. It was
Yep.
like the side
Yep.
silhouette that said Boston on it or Boston Bruins on top. So now that's the primary logo of like the 1939 Cup banner. Really cool, especially because now they wear black and gold. They were wearing brown and gold back then. So the Bruins, very rich history, and that was a really cool thing to do because actually, if you think about it, if you look at a team like, I don't know, the Vancouver Canucks, who have had how many logos?
Well, who also they beat
Yeah,
to win the,
right.
to win the
Actually,
cup.
to tie it all together and put a bow on it. The Vancouver Canucks, if you look at their banners, I think they have the logos of like the Western Conference Championship in '94.
Okay.
The Flying Skate
Yep.
logo. I think that's up there. I think their retired numbers are also reflective of the colors and at the time. So like Trevor Linden. Trevor Linden. Pavel Bure, I think, is probably in like the yellow, black, and orange. So yeah, it's food for thought, right?
Yeah, I was actually when doing research. They rioted. They rioted in Vancouver.
Oh yeah,
when that was horrible. I was like, oh my god.
They tore that city down.
It's not the first time either. I was like, holy shit.
No, because I think they did it in '94 as well.
It's not my fault. You can't win. Like.
Yeah, man, they're intense in Vancouver. Yeah, but they had an incredible team. I mean, it went down to the final game, and Tim Thomas got a shutout, and they won 4-0. Yeah. That's a statement right there to shut your opponent out. Marty Brodeur did it in 2003 with a 3-0 win over the Ducks. I remember that because I was there. Game 7 at the Meadowlands. But yeah, all in all, a fantastic night. Other than losing the game, the pregame ceremony was awesome. I'm kind of surprised the Bruins weren't able to do it again.
Maybe this year.
Could be. I do think the window is closing as the core players are getting older, but they're bringing in new players. So I think their window. I think they probably have like a year to 2 years left. That's my personal thoughts on the Bruins.
Agreed.
But
cool. Yeah. So another awesome patch.
Great patch.
Definitely do some more of these banner patches going forward. Again, check us out. Check out the Instagram, YouTube. We post this anywhere you listen to your podcast. So
leave us a review,
appreciate
please.
that. Yeah, leave us a review, some feedback, some comments.
Also, too, if you want to ask us a question, because we have been getting questions recently on Instagram, we'll answer you. But if you also want to email us at patchmanhockey@gmail.com, you can do that as well. If you have questions, comments, you like the show, or you don't like about the show, let us know.
Yeah, the one question we got was pretty good. Pretty good question. And, you know, with Solani, and why did
Gretzky.
Why did they wait so long for Gretzky to put up his banner?
Right.
You know, in LA.
Yeah, because he retired in '99, and they waited almost just about 3 years to do that. So that was a really interesting question. I don't remember who it was from. I'm sorry. I apologize. But that was good feedback from episode 9. So please, I mean, you know, it makes us think. We go back, we do some research, we try to figure it out, because it's things that we don't think about, you know, when we research for the show. So great stuff.
Cool. All right, follow us at Patchman Hockey. I'm John. That's Jimmy. Take it easy.
Thanks, guys.